Hey, what's happening? What's going on, everybody? My apologies. Oh, the sound. Can y'all hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Can y'all hear me? Am I good? Am I good? Does it sound good now? I'm looking at the chat, man. Okay, then I'm good. That means I'm good. And Jason put a one in the chat. Before we get started, man, I'd like to give a shout out to the Cash App Brigade. My homie K Busby with the 55 piece. The homie Ramil with a 25 piece. Spiritual Alpha with the 5 spot. The homie Don Will with a 100 spot. Salute to you, my brother. Absolutely. The homie Little Big Nate with a 10 spot. Mr. Zeke with another 5 piece. And that's before we even get started. So I appreciate that. Man. I started first and foremost by giving a shout out to the brothers of the Men First movement, man. Guys who are out here that are on ground zero, who believe in holding themselves accountable and doing what they need to do as a man, taking care of their business as a man, not being influenced by what social media and what YouTube tells them what a man is. I've actually received questions. You know, me being in my own little lane, being in my own little space. You know, I see what's going on, but I haven't. I say what I say, and then I go on about my damn business. But it has been people that actually, ask me, what side are you on? And for people to ask, subscribers to ask what side am I on based on what's going on in the quote unquote manosphere, that says a lot. And for many of you guys who have been subscribed to me for a long period of time, you know that I am pro-truth. And so that's the side that's the side that I'm on. You don't have to ask what side that I'm on when you are a loyal subscriber. Pull these motherfucking sleeves back a little bit because we're going to get into it. I am pro-truth. No matter who it affects. If there are big YouTuber and got 1 million subscribers or 100,000 subscribers, that shit don't mean nothing to me. It really don't. And as far as what side I'm on, I fuck with my dog Fantastic. I've always fucked with my dog, you know what I'm saying? Because he always had, a logical perspective of what everything that he was breaking down. But at the same time, Ramil Amir hasn't told not one lie in anything that he said. Not one fucking thing. And I fuck with Ramil. Ramil has been a guest on this platform and all this shit. At the end of the day, I am pro-truth. I'm not going to get caught up in the bickering and, just petty shit. I'm not going to do that. But when it comes to pro-truth, I will even actually say that Ramil has actually taking a page out of my book because he knows the same shit that I've been calling out for over a year now. It's popular talk. It's the new wave. Everybody talking about, hoes winning. And I'll say that Ty City, for y'all to have subscribed to the Logic Sphere, I will encourage you to do so. But Ty City of the Logic Sphere brought it up as well. He was the first person to say that, hoes winning. I spent a lot of my time talking to brothers who have went through a lot of failed relationships. I spent a lot of my time talking to guys that, were looking for an outlet to whatever they were going through. Trust me. Look, man, we're human. We always come, with this rhetoric of that we're supposed to be some solid robot, like we're galvanized as men. And unfortunately, that is not the truth. Many men are responsible for our current predicament. Many men are responsible for the way that women behave based on the way that we treat them. Unearned validation will always be a problem, whether you believe it or not. The problem is that men still love women. They still love the comfort of being with women. They love the companionship of being with women. And at the same time, these same women are telling you that they're strong and independent and they don't need a man. The truth of the matter is that I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you love these women and they don't love you. The truth is that you are out here, working out, hitting the gym, getting your body in order, trying to get your finances in order for the broad, for the woman. That's what you're doing. And none of you can sit up here and tell me that I'm lying. It's the truth. Whether it's one woman or multiple women, the reason that you're doing everything that you're doing is because of the broad. Meanwhile, the reason that the broad is getting more educated, you know what I'm saying? The reason she put herself in a position to win is to get away from you. The reason she's doing most of these things is to consider herself strong and independent and don't need a man. The reason that you hear this shit is because she wants the ability to whore in peace. And you can't shame them for doing what's within their nature. Now, listen, I'm not a dating coach. I'm not a dating guru or any of this shit. But I'll be trying to get guys to understand that, man, look, man, everything starts and ends with you as a man. You put yourself in a position to win by being a motherfucking man before you're anything else. Hence, men first. When I say about being men first, it's not all this other bullshit, about whatever people like to chalk it up to. But based on the things that I talk about, I tell you, the reason that I don't be on here as much as I used to is because a lot of these guys, what I ain't gonna say the N-word, but I say you Negroids, You Negroids always putting on the cape for these bitches. And the reason that I waited so long to do this stream, I was supposed to go on it an hour ago, but I waited because I listened to the homie Ramil Amir. And the reason I listened to Ramil Amir because he was dissecting the tattoo titty broad that I've been telling you guys about for over a year. This broad is not telling you anything profound. This broad is not telling you anything that's going to empower you. Nothing. This broad is simply regurgitating the same shit that we've been saying for years. The only thing different is she got titties behind it. We always talked about how tattoos were a red flag. This bitch put a big ass crown in the middle of her chest, and she still has over 100,000 subscribers. Why is that? Because many of you guys aren't as red-pilled as you say you are. Many of you guys wear the cape. As a man, I can't find myself having conversations with women about male issues. The reason I don't is because I'm a motherfucking man. She's a woman. She can't have any remnants of what a man goes through based on what she's going through. She is a female. I'm a man. So when it comes to these YouTube women and all this bullshit, they can't say anything that I relate to because they're not a man. They can never relate to the struggle or the plights of men based on the fact that they are women. It's always going to be some stupid ass simp to rescue these broads, man. So when brothers say hoes are women winning, I can't even knock that. A bitch can have 3 children by 4 different men. There's always going to be some shitting simp that's going to come in, just to get some of that pussy and save them. You got one particular YouTuber that's in this space who has infiltrated this space and has a wrench on most people's channels, who was a single mother. And yet, this same female came and found a husband out of these same YouTube streets. So when you talk about the wall and all this other bullshit, man, these hoes don't give a fuck about the wall, man. That wall is meaningless to them because it's always going to be some shitting simp that's going to protect them and come and defend their honor. And that's what a lot of you brothers do, man, whether you believe it or not. So if you listen to if you're listening to women content creators about male empowerment or, what's going on with men plights, I'll say, then it says a lot about you, brother. When you talk about the red pill, it has it comes from the reference of the Matrix, and a lot of you brothers are still in them fucking Matrix. I see you motherfuckers sharing this one broad from Instagram. I don't even know her name, but a baby mama who is involved in a relationship with what would you call a quote unquote Pookie or Ray Ray. But you motherfuckers still listen to it. You listen to that tattoo tits regurgitating the same talking points that men have been talking about for years. And you got her over 100,000 subscribers. The fact of the matter is that a lot of you motherfucking dudes are simps. Get mad at me. I quite frankly don't give a fuck. The reason these women are winning, the same women you complain about, is because you motherfuckers are giving in to their demands. Say what you want. When Brittany Renner got on a national stage, because I don't see Kevin Samuels promoting O'Shea. O'Shea is always defending Kevin Samuels' bullshit. No matter what it is, O'Shea will always make a response video defending a grown-ass man. But I don't see you promoting other subscribers. Now, granted, when it comes to O'Shea, man, I have to give him his just due. He has given a platform to a lot of brothers in this space. But guys like Obsidian went on a whole month-long campaign about Danica Marie, or what we like to call tattoo titties, the one with the big-ass crown in the middle of her chest. And what gets me about that is because he's on Bernard Briley's platform every day or every other day. I've never seen him go to war for Bernard Riley like he did for that bitch with the tattoo on her titties. Tattoo tits. That's what it's called. Crown tits. You always on this man's platform, but you go to war for this bitch that doesn't say anything to the weak-minded motherfucker, to the blue pill beta male. She's saying shit that is profound, but she's not saying shit. She's not saying anything that is relevant to what our plights of men. She doesn't. She don't say shit. And this is why I want you guys to understand, man, that a lot of the times, man, when it comes to this YouTube shit, it's a reason that I stay away from it so much. I come out here, man, I come and give you a message. Whether you adhere to the message, whether you, whatever the case may be. But many of these people are simply entertainers. This is why a lot of these people will simply try to shame you into listening to their content. You understand what I'm saying? You will follow these people because of their subscriber count and because of their clout. But at the end of the day, their message is anti whatever you believe in. And I'm not just going to get on Obsidian, but look, I'm just being honest. This is supposed to be, quote unquote, one of the founding fathers of the Black Manosphere. But yet this motherfucker was on his high horse. Many of you remember this shit where he was Danica Marie. Everything that he talked about, he was promoting the bitch. You put these hoes on a pedestal. These hoes can't relate to the plights of men simply because they're not men. And if you know anything about body language and body posture and all this other bullshit, you will realize that these motherfuckers are hood rats. That's why I was an hour late coming up this bitch, because I sat up there and watched Ramil break it down for this bitch because she got on her little, she's on a high horse because of you simps. You listen at this bitch, y'all donate and give money to a bitch like that, man. At the end of the day, this is a female. She doesn't relate to any of your fucking struggles, but you motherfuckers sit up and listen to that shit. Oh, she's like some fucking philosopher. All the while regurgitating the same shit that we're talking about. You let a bitch with an avatar you've never seen in your life come in and get more subscribers. You will listen to this bitch more than you will listen to your brother. People can come from behind an avatar and say all kind of bullshit and y'all buy into it. Meanwhile, me, for the reason that I don't be on this shit like I used to, because I was the one of the people that showed you my life, my family, my wife, my home. I showed you every aspect of my life. And what I got in return was motherfuckers calling HR, calling my job and threatening my livelihood because they were saying I was, being a misogynist. I spreaded homophobia. That's the difference between, telling the truth. That's what gets me about you motherfuckers, man, because at the end of the day, when somebody tells you the truth, especially when it applies to you, you have a problem. The truth is considered hate speech. You can't tell nobody about, where you stand. You can't say anything about your beliefs. Because if it doesn't fit the agenda, if it doesn't fit the narrative, then that's a problem. I often tell you, brothers, man, when we come with the argument about, the black manosphere and the male spaces and shit like that, I often equate it to, the beauty shop and the barber shop. When a man walks in a beauty shop, when these women in here hoop line and running their damn mouth, when a man walks in the beauty shop, them women shut their fucking mouth. They shut up. Because women have a code. When that man walk up in there, especially a heterosexual male, when he walks in that beauty shop, they shut their fucking mouth. But let a woman come into the barber shop, the single mother with her son. You motherfuckers can't wait to get your shit off. You gotta run in your fucking mouth. It shows exactly what I often talk about, how the world being upside down. Things have the script has been flipped because you motherfuckers love to run your mouths just as much as women. You motherfuckers love attention just as much as women. And you talk about Instagram and social media and all this other bullshit. I'm going to tell you something. To the modern female, man, attention is their currency. It doesn't matter what you're talking about as far as, hey, bro, this bitch got her ass out. She's sitting on the sink, blah, blah, blah. You may think like, look, this bitch is nothing but a worthless hag. Okay. But at the end of the day, it's going to be some other sucker that's going to turn around and say, excuse me, that's wifey material. That's my wife. This is why I often talk about how money enhances your dysfunction. You motherfuckers are really controlled by the pussy. This is why a lot of these hoes are winning. You can talk about the wall. Yeah, a bitch hitting the wall. Yeah, that bitch gonna get 30 years old and she gonna hit the wall and then she gonna realize what's going on in her life. No, she's not. She's not. Because there's always gonna be some shitting simp that's gonna see value in that post-wall hag. It's just the truth. We can sit up here and talk about how women can be, they should be traditional and all this other bullshit. These hoes don't give a fuck about none of that. And some of y'all are even equated back to the community, saving the community. Oh, man, we got to do this and we got to do, man, that shit does not work. These hoes do not give a fuck about the community or anything else. These hoes simply want the ability to whore in peace. So bringing up what grandmama did or what great grandmama did and all that other bullshit, man, you're wasting your fucking time. And for the people, you know, your Messiah, he simply teaches these hoes how to manipulate your ass. For you brothers that's getting to the bag. And the truth of the matter is, man, all of you are not going to get to the bag like that. Everyone is not going to be, you know, $200,000 earners, $150,000 earners. Some of you won't even make $100,000 a year. And unfortunately, a lot of other men shame men because of that. You see it right here on YouTube. Well, men have a disagreement and then they turn around and chunk it up to fucking some YouTube shit. Oh, I got more subscribers than you. I bet I got more money than you. And then you turn around and shame upwardly mobile brothers who work a regular job, regular 9 to 5. You talk about how, you know, they're working for the man and all this other bullshit. But bitch, aren't you working for the man? If they were to shut down YouTube right now, who would you be working for? Where would your next check come from? I often talk about brothers who talk about women hitting the wall because I'm gonna tell you something, man. The reason that a lot of them try to secure the bag and say they're independent and shit is because they're going into their second whore phase. When they're talking about being independent, they're talking about being independent of accountability. And they can take the bread that the resources that they're getting from some stupid ass simp that may be their age, and they trick it off on young dudes. That's the thing about it, man. Y'all up here loving these hoes, but these hoes be tricking off on young dudes, man. It don't matter. They ain't got to have a pot to piss in. These old hoes will buy them a car, make sure they got a place to stay, and all kind of bullshit. Meanwhile, sleeping in the same bed with you. This is for you older gentlemen who really don't understand the game. These hoes is out here fucking. And as a man, as you increase and you age, your metabolism seems to slow down, but these hoes' sexual drive will increase. So yeah, they'll find a young pool boy and any other motherfucker to trick off on. Once them hoes hit the wall, they start tricking. It's a never-ending cycle, man. But I want to go back to what I was talking about as far as, you know, men in this space putting on their cape for other bitches and for other content creators, because Donovan Sharp is probably live right now. You know, and with all due respect, he's another joke. Because I know a lot of brothers subscribe to his channel and they donate and all this other bullshit. Man, hey, look, it is what it is. One of my homies, a couple of my homies, Book of Alpha Running Man, which who I am really close with, one of my dogs. Jap is one of my others. They go over there and be a part of his bullshit. Meanwhile, this man is laying up with a fat, out of shape white bitch. You understand what I'm saying? And you talk about game. Where is your game? There is no game. Brothers like Jap and BOA, Book of Alpha Running Man, those brothers are a brand within themselves. They don't even need to be over there, to be honest. But it only proves that the shit that I be talking about is that this shit is a hustle for most motherfuckers. I look at Dennis Sperling, who's a lawyer, who has been married before. He chronicles about how he's been married before and all this other bullshit. Now he credits Kevin Samuels for, you know, him finding another wife. Take this from a motherfucker that been with the same woman for over 25 years. After this shit, if this shit ends, it's over with. I'll never get married again. My kids will be grown. There is no need for it. So basically, you're paying for companionship. This is what I try to tell you with the educated brothers and all this other bullshit. It doesn't. A lot of them still lack common sense for what modern society has to offer. Yes, I am a married man. I've been with my woman for over 25 years. All but 2 of my children are grown. The reason I put myself in that position because I never wanted another man to raise my children. And granted, my woman was on the same page that I was. She comes from a more conservative, traditional family. But for most modern men, I don't see why in the fuck you would get married. Especially if you motherfuckers that's getting to the bag. Why would you be dealing? Why? Other than paying for companionship, other than cutting a hole in your motherfucking bag. You motherfuckers sit up and listen at like people like Fresh and Fit and all this other bullshit about game. Meanwhile, you're not living nearly the lifestyle that a lot of these people are living, man. This shit is entertainment. Is what was entertainment and what was reality TV years ago has now trickled into YouTube. And now YouTube has become the game. Well, people can actually pretend to be something that they're not. And you buy into this shit hook, line, and sinker. You actually try to apply some of the shit that these people tell you to your life. Men who are not real men in reality tell you how to be a man, how to conduct themselves as men. As Cortez said, fucking weirdos. For you motherfuckers that's go over there listening to women talk about male problems, it shows that you're not a man. Real men don't listen to women about their own fucking problems. Women can't relate to your problems because they're not men. It's obvious. Why the fuck are you sitting up there listening to a bitch that's sitting up here telling you everything that you have a problem with? They can't relate to your goddamn struggle, man. But you still sit up there and listen to that bullshit. I'm waiting on Obsidian to promote Bernard Riley because every time Bernard does a stream, nearly every time he does a stream, you up there. I'm waiting on you to promote Bernard Riley's stream on your platform like you was doing that bitch, Danica Marie, a.k.a. Tattoo Titty. I'm waiting on y'all to tell me something profound that any woman that ever came in the manosphere space to say something that's profound that affected your motherfucking life. Because all these hoes doing is regurgitating content. Regurgitating the same shit that us men that we went through in real time, and they monetizing that shit. It's to the point that I'm almost willing to tell my damn daughters, like, hey, look, get in on the hustle. For real. Because these people are hustling you, man. These people don't care about male empowerment. They don't care about men at all. They look at you as shit-eating simps. And that's what most of you motherfuckers are. You motherfuckers take a woman that has a long lineage of being a whore. Her mama was a hoe. multiple children by multiple men, no daddy around or none of that shit. And because she got a fat ass, you will impregnate this bitch. You will pump your seed into a worthless bitch that has a history, a background of not having anything structured about her. That is a problem that most men have. That insatiable appetite for a fat ass and a wet vag. That shit will always hunt you, brother. You say you about the bag, but you cutting a hole in your motherfucking bag by dealing with the wrong bitch. Because many of you guys, you are simps. You are, man. And there's nothing to be ashamed of. Being conditioned by a woman. And I go back to what my brother BOA always said, man. A cat can't raise a dog. It can only raise a dog to be conditioned to behave like a motherfucking cat. And that's the way a lot of you guys conduct yourselves. You don't care about being a goddamn man. All you care about is getting a fucking nut. Meanwhile, in reality, these bitches are getting way, way ahead of you. You can't expect somebody who says they're strong and independent and don't need a man to not actually back it up. We see society how it backs up and it actually incentivizes single motherhood and promotes the female. Meanwhile, you up this bitch goddamn scrambling and rambling trying to find out what a bitch want. Real men are not concerned about what women want. Real men are concerned about what they can do for themselves and build a lineage and a legacy around that. You often hear people say, you know, you can't love nothing that don't love you back. But it only, you know, they say that shit when it relates to street dudes, street guys, thugs, whatever you want to call it. But at the end of the day, it's reality when it comes to the opposite sex. Women have actually taken on the role of men. That's why you see these motherfuckers, oh, we strong and we independent. That should be you, motherfucker, as a man. These hoes securing the bag, doing all this extra shit to get away from you. You securing the bag and doing all this extra shit to get to the bitch. You doing all this shit to get to somebody who don't even want you, don't even like you. You look like a damn fool, man. You don't even behave like men no more. I'm gonna tell you something. You know, when guys struggle with women and all this other bullshit, I actually cringe with that shit, man. I'm more or less like, why? Because you're putting too much emphasis, you're putting too much of your wherewithal behind a broad instead of doing what you need to do for yourself. When a woman see a man who pays for everything, she look at him as a damn sucker. It don't matter how much money you got. That bitch will still turn around and play you like the sucker that you are. When you have the ability to go out there and make shit happen with your fucking hands, man, that shit it makes a difference. When you don't throw money at everything, when you actually use your human nature, your masculine presence to make something happen. Bitch, hey, look, and now, you know, you call it simping or whatever you want to. Nah, bitch, you know, I'm not going to pay nobody to change my fucking brakes. I'm going to pay for my, I'm not going to pay nobody to do shit. I'm going to go out there and change my brakes myself. I'm not going to pay nobody to do no damn oil change. I'm going to change my oil myself. I'm not going to pay nobody to cut my grass. I'm going to cut my grass myself. Those are masculine traits. Those are things that men are designed to do. But in modern society, men like to throw money behind all that shit and pay somebody else to do that shit. Yeah. So basically, you saying that that shit is more important than you are in return. It really does. Nat says it saves a lot of money. Absolutely, it does. But a lot of y'all motherfuckers too caught up in the glamour. You rather sit up in the house on your phone while somebody else do some shit that you could do to save your own bag. You understand what I'm saying? You rather pay somebody else to do shit that you should be doing on your own. That's why a lot of these women don't look at you as men. They look at you as clowns. They look at you as a resource, and that's why they use your ass. Oh, he'll throw money at this when I know goddamn well he'll throw money at this. He'll do this and he'll do that. You motherfuckers will invest into a bitch that has done nothing for you but suck and fuck you. She done something that she given to other motherfuckers for free to you. And all of a sudden you see this, you view this person as wifey material. You know what kills me? Is that you motherfuckers will promote people like tattoo titties and all this shit in these spaces, but you'll share their links and you go over there and donate hundreds of dollars to these motherfuckers. And although Angry Man and myself we're not on the same accord right now, we had our little run in, but I would rather give my $25 to Angry Man than I would to a bitch that's saying the same shit that she learned from Angry Man. You understand what I'm saying? You motherfuckers don't mind donating money to these clowns, these actors, because that's what they are. They play on your emotions. And this is shit that as black people, not to get into the race shit, but as black people, you know, we quick to jump behind a cause that don't even fit our own. The same thing with the Rittenhouse shit. You know, this man killed 3 white people, but all of a sudden it's white supremacy. Ahmaud Arbery. Granted, those people were convicted of killing this man, which were rightfully so. They did murder that man. But y'all gave more emphasis and more thought into Rittenhouse, who killed 3 white people, than the 3 white people that killed the 1 black man. Because a lot of y'all are mind fucked and bamboozled. And it's just the truth. It's the same way with women. I don't know where the fuck y'all get off thinking that women are dumb, that they're not human. They see your behavior. You know? And so, of course, they're going to, you know, they're going to adjust their survival based on what they can get. And they see that most of you motherfuckers are simps and suckers. It's the truth. They see you. They see a lot of you motherfuckers for who you are. You can sit up on YouTube behind a camera and run all this red, what you want to call red pill shit, and then you turn around and you trick on the same bitches that you say that tell other men to stay away from. Yeah. Paying for Spirit flights and helping bitches get passports and all this other bullshit. You motherfuckers actually do that in these spaces. You don't live the life that you say that you present to your subscribers. You can't tell me shit about game. It's a reason that I don't talk about game, because, you know, game is for guys that's in the dating market. I'm not in the dating market, so I can't sit up here and tell you about game, but I'll tell you a lot of motherfuckers with the fake game shit. You can't be laying next to a bitch every night and be talking about game unless you know, into polygamy or something. Show your work. Otherwise, it's just a damn hustle. Some of y'all may not subscribe to me. Some of y'all may not donate to me. But one thing you can't say is I ain't never kept it real. I've showed my life on social media, on YouTube from the beginning, because I'm genuine about who I am. I don't give a fuck. You ain't got to give me a fucking iron dime. I am for male empowerment. I want men to understand what their place is in the world. Men who have been through terrible relationships, men who have been through divorce, whatever the case may be. Even women. I call shit right down the center. I have no hatred for nobody. It's crazy because, all bullshit aside, my 13-year-old son, he's the baby of the bunch. For some of y'all who have seen my family, y'all know that is my youngest son. You know, he's what you would consider a nerd. My boy, he tucks his pants in. He's very literal. He conducts himself. He's whatever you tell him, he has, you know, whatever going on, he has a program. In the morning, he does the same routine every day. When he gets from school in the afternoon, he has the same routine every day. He wears big ass glasses. He wears his pants up, whatever. You can shame him by being, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Well, none of you motherfuckers say it to his face. But I want you to understand something about my son. He is a man. But he came in and told me, because he used some language that I don't even use. He said, man, you know, because he's still in middle school, he in the 8th grade. He was like, man, most everybody in my school is queer. Yeah, man. You know, most of them are queer. And most of them were female. This is the new wave. This is the lifestyle that we live in now. And so most of y'all think that this shit ain't going on, but it really is. Most of the women that you see on reality TV or the women that you see on social media with their ass out, a lot of them bitches are pansexual, homosexual, bisexual. They are. That's the world that we live in. And you motherfuckers are still trying to wife these same women up. These women, when you think they're taking their whore trips and girls trips and all that shit, you think they going out there having a good time? No, they be fucking each other. But y'all haven't come to that. You say you red pill, but you hadn't come to grips with that reality. But yeah, my son mentioned that. And so it got me to thinking, you know, because as soon as a heterosexual man, a man that's strong in his beliefs, a man who calls out the bullshit, when he says something that any of these hoes don't like, the first thing that these hoes say is he's gay. But my question is, who's gayer than you hoes? Oh shit. I might have been wrong right there. Give a shout out. The homie D Harmon with the 10 spot. Man, I appreciate you, my brother. Hashtag men first. Joel May with the 30 spot. I appreciate you, my brother. Hashtag men first. The homie Doug with the 10 spot, man. I appreciate you as well, man. Hashtag men first. Salute. The homie Michael with the 20 spot. Hashtag men first. The homie K Evans, if you in the building, brother, let me know where you at with the 50 piece. I appreciate you, man. Hashtag men first. I appreciate that 50 spot. XL Pro back. I'm glad to see you in here, my brother, with the 5 spot. The homie D Williams with the 5 spot. Salute you, my brother. The homie Mooka with the 10 spot. I appreciate you as well. The homie D Hodge with the 40 spot. Salute you, my brother. Hashtag men first. My brother, Mr. O, always on cue with the 5 spot. But I'm serious, man. Brothers need to start focusing more on being men more than anything else. Fuck being a family man and doing all this other shit, being a good man. That shit in modern society, man, you have to adjust and adapt. This is why I can't get on to this shit where people always bringing up, you know, what happened with grandmama and granddaddy. I've told you, brothers, if you had a conversation with your grandmama, she would tell you she got with your granddad out of necessity. Most of your grandmothers had multiple children by multiple men too. You understand what I'm saying? Social media and the media only simply amplifies the dysfunction that we've always had. Now these bitches got every liberty in the world. Why would they want to fuck with you? You need to be to a point where you have that I don't give a fuck attitude the same way that they don't. You strong. But how weak does that sound when a man says, I'm strong and independent, I don't need a bitch? How does that sound? Exactly. So you ain't got to say it. This is why I tell a lot of you brothers, you need to red pill in silence. These hoes have the ability to deal with multiple men, different men. It don't matter what kind of circumstances they're going through. They could be fat, obese. As long as she got a pussy in between her legs, she has power. And she will always find some shitting simp that will take on her and her fucking baggage. Meanwhile, he's taking on all the baggage, all the bullshit, and she's still fucking off with a motherfucker that, guess what, that don't give a fuck. That's why it is important for you to be one of the guys who don't give a fuck. Stop wasting your time trying to be a productive, good man for the bitch. You need to be a good, productive man for your motherfucking self. Taking care of your fucking business. Conducting yourself as a man, having structure, order, discipline, character, morals. The way that you conduct yourself, you can't compare. You can't expect nobody else to conduct themselves like that. You can try to each one teach one, but at the end of the day, you got to understand the environment that you're living in when it comes to the male and female dynamic. Man, these hoes don't give a fuck because we live in a society that's going to always incentivize women for being who they are naturally. You can't shame women into wanting to be wives. These hoes don't want to be wives. You can break up statistics and numbers about how children are being raised without fathers and shit. Them hoes don't give a fuck about none of that, man. You wasting your fucking breath. You need to work on being one of these brothers that's not going to fall victim to being one of those men who is caught up in the court system. I tell you guys all the time, these hoes is always pro-blackity black. Social media shit, when it comes to unarmed black men or whatever the case may be, they pro-blackity black. They'll shoot this shit till they blue in the face, sharing all this bullshit. But where are you being pro-blackity black when your relationships fail and you serve that man up to the child support system? When you go down to human resources and you serve that same black man that you proclaim to love up to the system because he in a bind and he can't buy you no designer. Huh? What y'all fellas fail to realize is attention is the modern bitch's currency. It's not money. It's attention. Attention is the new currency. Long as she can get some sort of social media clout, that's all the bag that she needs. And one of you stupid motherfuckers that are professional athletes or doing your thing and busting your ass to become the man that you should be and get to the bag, You let this worthless hag cut a hole in your bag by doing absolutely nothing but be a pretty face or a big butt. And you impregnate this bitch, and now you fucked over. These hoes look at many men as clowns, man, because of the way that we conduct ourselves as a whole. You can say it's Pookie and Ray Ray. You can call it educated lames. You can call it whatever. Man, I'm going to tell you, as a collective, what affects one affects all. We all look stupid when one of us fail. The motherfucker Kevin Samuels sit up there and let a hag with 5 million subscribers on Instagram run over him like he wasn't shit. All of his talking points that he's been telling women on his platform for over a year or two, she shut that shit down. Because at the end of the day, you can't combat the modern female with shaming language because these hoes don't give a fuck. She made him look like a damn fool. Many of you brothers who listen to the bullshit, you know, you worship these people, but these people are not based in reality. For you brothers that get up every morning at 5 o'clock and get in your fucking truck and take off and handle your fucking business and making your money, your struggle don't relate to a motherfucking YouTuber. For you brothers who have went through a divorce, maybe lost your kids and maybe had to give up your fucking house, your struggle doesn't relate to a fucking YouTuber who ain't never been married. You listen at people who have never had any success when it came to be productive people about your life, and then you will take shit that they tell you as the gospel, and you will try to implement that shit into your life, and then you end up being fucked over. I'm going to tell you something, brother. Be a goddamn man before you're anything else. Do the things that make you happy. Put yourself in a position to win. Don't pay for companionship. What Brother Doug is doing right now may not have any effect on what I'm doing, but what Brother Doug does makes him happy. Sure, we can bounce ideas off each other. We can talk to each other, you know, as men. Our lifestyle may be completely opposite of each other, but one thing that's the common denominator is that we're men. As men, it's sad because it seems like we don't have a code amongst each other. You motherfuckers are quick to sell your brother out for a bitch or a piece of pussy. Because pussy controls you. A lot of the single mothers that we complain about, man, all they did was recruit young black men to be soldiers in the army of what we call the gynocracy. Men who will fight for them tooth and nail. Men who are in prison right now defending the honor of that sister who had multiple children by multiple men, who put her hands on a man and he whooped her ass, and now you coming over there and you shot and killed this man. You understand what I'm saying? Or the man who wanted to get the most money to be flamboyant for the bitch, and then turn around and got himself 30 years in the feds. A man defending the honor of these hoes. You can't love nothing that doesn't love you back, gentlemen. That I can't express that enough. These hoes are telling you every day strong and independent. I don't need a man. I don't need you. Men ain't shit. Men are dogs. Men are this and that. And you still out this bitch trying to salvage something. You're still trying to dig through the rubble. You're going through a graveyard, a bunch of skeletons, trying to create something that has life to it. And you wasting your goddamn time, man. The same shit you motherfuckers sit up here on YouTube listening to, man, these people, man, I'm telling you, brother, this shit is a hustle to them. I appreciate the brothers who donated to me, but you haven't seen not one time me say, hey, donate to this Cash App, donate to this PayPal, donate to this. I don't give a fuck about none of that, bro. I care about men being men and conducting themselves like men. You understand me? People that's always asking for something, they ain't no different from the fucking that preacher, that pulpit pimp that's always asking for money, donating this and donate that. Get this to the church, get this to the church. But when your light's about to get cut off, they tell you to ask God for this. It's the same shit. I don't come with the King English. I can't tell you the proper vernacular. I can't do I can't do any of that shit, man. That ain't in my lane. But what I do have is common sense. And many of you have common sense too. Because like I've said you before, you always hear women talking about, women intuition. But men have an intuition as well, man. And it's called your fucking gut. You feel when something ain't right. You know when something is wrong, man. You know when you interacting with the wrong energy, when things just ain't matching like it's supposed to. You feel it. You feel it in here, man. And a lot of you guys force that shit. You see a bitch sitting on a sink with her ass out, man, you know that ain't the right bitch for you. A bitch that has a history of being on social media, showing her ass, you know that ain't the bitch for you. It's recreational use, man. Don't be getting caught up in that shit. And don't try to put yourself in a position where you got to try to one up the bitch. This is why I say, man, I never understood why a man be on social media taking selfies of himself. Why every aspect of your life, you got to make it public on social media to try to garner attention. From who? It's a clear-cut sign of insecurity, and women know this. When you're a man and you're a structured man and you are set within the boundaries of masculinity and what true masculinity is, you don't have to prove nothing to anybody because you're a fucking man. You are exactly who God designed you to be. I'm serious, man. Whew. I appreciate y'all fellas, man. For y'all who was waiting on me to get in between what's going on in the manosphere and all this other bullshit, I'm not going to do that, man. That's not my lane. I always stand on the side of truth. And I'm telling you, brothers, listening to these broads about what's going on, I'm going to tell you something. You're wasting your goddamn time. A cat can't describe the plights of what a dog goes through. Even though both of them may be eating out of the trash can. And that's what most motherfuckers are doing. It's the truth. We in bad shape out here, man. But I want men to understand that, look, you deserve better. And you have to believe in your heart of hearts that you deserve better than whatever else you're going through, man. Some of you brothers, I've been shamed by people saying, he on this light skin shit. I'm on the light skin shit because I talk about relationships and breakups. which is something that is common. You know, we've all been faced with different challenges, but at the end of the day, man, we are the same people. It's a reason that we are all in the same place. It's a reason that 300 people are in here right now, because we relate to each other. Most of us been through the same fucking shit. You know? But how do you shake back from that? Is it sitting up listening to a motherfucker talking about game and all this bullshit? And before I go, I want to say this. Shout out to my brother, Ohim Amir. I think Ohim's channel is called Black Male Advice TV. Brother Ohim is on the crypto shit. And I always tell men it's always important that men have multiple revenue streams. You know, whatever business it is, and it's okay to have a 9-to-5 that actually galvanize everything that you're trying to do. But he's on the crypto shit. But he mentioned something the other night, and I was listening to him because I was like, man, I ain't know this and that. But I started getting into the crypto shit, and that's a new thing that I'm getting into. But he mentioned something the other night about the fucking dating coach shit. You motherfuckers out here, you so caught up on getting with women and dealing with bitches that don't want you that you will pay $99.99. You'll pay $300, $500, $1,000 for some sort of package that teach you how to get with women. Okay? And then you turn around and that package doesn't work. And then you go back to the person that sold you the package and be like, man, look, I spent $1,000 on this package and it didn't work. Why didn't it work? Oh, no, you didn't get the second package. We got another package for $2,000. And if you get this package, then it's a bottomless pit. All behind the fact that you love these motherfucking bras. You still chasing these hoes, man. As a man, you shouldn't give a fuck what women are talking about, unless it's your wife, unless it's a woman that is on your page. You should always treat these hoes accordingly, man. And that shit, and dealing with women, as I've said for many years, for my long-time subscribers, women should always come way down on your priority list. This comes from a man that's been with a woman for over 25 years. Taking care of your business as a man is the most important thing that you could ever do in your motherfucking life. When there's no one else there, when you put in the work, when ain't nobody else around to give you no accolades, that is what's called integrity. That is the definition of integrity. Doing what is necessary when nobody else is looking. When nobody else is watching, putting in the work to improve your goddamn self. I'm serious about that, man. I'm not finna argue with no goddamn females. If I go to my next door neighbor house right now, I'm not finna sit up here and, you know, when I knock on the door, if I got something to say to my neighbors, I need to say it to the man. If she doesn't have a man or her husband isn't there, ain't nothing for me to say. I have nothing that I can say to a woman. My business is talking to men and interacting with men. That's what grown man business is. Whether you're Asian, Hispanic, white, black, Jew, whatever you are, you should always be a man first. You will never see me on a fucking platform sitting up here going back and forth with no motherfucking female. Where is your husband? Where is his father? Yeah. I like to give a shout out to everybody that has came through tonight, man. I see you, Sister Gail, man. Salute to you as well. One of the few women in the chat room. Salute. Mr. O, my brother. I'm glad to see you in the building as well. You know, many of y'all know this will be my last live stream for about a month. I will be doing my pre-recorded content in between. D-Flim, I see you, brother. Everybody of the Wrench Gang, Wrench Mob, man, I'm glad y'all could be in the building, man. But I'm serious about where I come from. I come from a genuine place, man. You know, and it's not entertainment, even though I can say some funny shit. You know, I can be unhinged at sometimes, but at the end of the day, man, it all come from a genuine place, brother. And at some point, man, y'all are going to remember me when I'm long gone, when it's all said and done. You know, when everybody is went on about their goddamn business. Oh shit. You know, and they talk about, you know, some of the people that says this and that, you know, and I probably, my name will pop up every now and then. I ain't got no problem with that. I appreciate that. You know, and it does from time to time. But I'll tell you something else too, man. And Ramil may fail to realize is he may want to say what he want to say. But y'all motherfuckers took some shit out of my book. Cause the shit y'all talking about now, you motherfuckers, if you go back and look at the history, motherfucker, I've been talking about this shit for a long time. And I hope brothers understand where I'm coming from. These motherfuckers been winning. Absolutely. No doubt about it. So. Theatricality and deception are powerful agents to the uninitiated. But we are the initiated. We are men first. For y'all that celebrate Thanksgiving, man, and the holidays, man, I salute y'all, brothers, man. Don't eat too much. Take care of your business. For sure. Peace.
Man, this beat is crazy. Man, this beat is crazy. Jamal, 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 man, this beat is crazy.